Well, I'll go now.
Show you the material needed to make this coat. You will need the needle wool. I used number 5, which has scissors, an upholstery needle, and medical tape. We're going to use a lot of medical tape. So for this coat, I used soft wool. Okay? She's from a Dex 500. It's NA.
Color, let me find the color here for you.
It's in colors 79 and 47, okay? And for this wool, a specific needle is suggested.
Is it size 2?
2 to 2.5.
I just thought that
It gets a very tight spot and it gets a good job.
hard.
So I used it, and I have tight stitches too, so I use needle.
From number 5, I thought it gave a result.
Well, it was a little light.
For work, okay?
To make this entire jacket in size P, I used 6.
Skeins of this one.
Hold left like this, well, you see.
Little bit, so it's 6.
What balls are you going to use?
To make this coat, okay? To start our coat, I'm going to make a small show, and then I show it in real size. But to make the bar, I'm going to do it here.
Me.
I'll make the size.
For a medium size, should I adjust the bar's length accordingly?
Of
1 or 2 centimeters, and as for the width,
height of that bar, will you?
it needs to be 7 centimeters, so I'll continue creating chains here until I achieve this measurement.
The height?
Want to see the...
Guys, you can't stretch the thread, okay? Because otherwise it won't fit.
Correct.
I believe an additional chain will suffice. So we'll create the bar with low points only. Here it was 7 centimeters, okay? So how are we going to do this one? It will be the height of mine is bara. So you hold here the last chain you made and make 2 more. And now here on this little chain that you held the last one here, you insert the needle into it and make a low point. Because we're only going to work on low points, these 2 chains we made here are already equivalent to a low point. Then you make a low point for each chain. I'll do mine here, and I'll be back to show you how.
That remained.
How will we do the next career? I got here the end, all the low points. Now I make 2 chains equivalents, here a low point, and I go to the next low point. Then you notice that up here in the
Top of the line, will you?
2 straps convert into chains.
Oh, so then
We're going.
work by taking only A.
I'll sing you.
From behind it.
Only this little strap here we won't take. How would we get here between the points, right? Go get the strap here. Oh, it has 2 straps, front straps, and the strap.
From behind.
We're going to take the back strap here and make the low point. Same here on the side. O, took the back strap and makes the low point. Then later we'll be able to see the detail of the point, always taking it here, the handle,
Front E.
the back strap. Tem mais um. And here, as we had made those two little chains to go up, you just take it here on the side and make the low point low. You have to be careful not to increase the point or not to leave.
To make them?
If you calculate the points frequently, there is no risk of increasing, so you can start soon without any issues.
Go!
Increasing, okay? So here it is. In the end, make 2 chains.
Turn the job over, turn it over.
So, and it starts to take only the straps of tanks. Continue this process until reaching the desired size.
Yeah.
What have you chosen to do if you're going to do it? OP is a measure
It's another, so I'll do it until I get to 100.
and 2 symmeter. So you take 1, the details appear. So I'm going to do a little more here until it gets bigger. Do this until you reach the size you have chosen. So mine I have to reach 102 cm. 102 cm, I've had it quite a bit. Look how elastic it gets. It's a beautiful stitch. Well, Zico, now I'm going to stop here to show you the stitch, and then I'm going to show you how we do it, for example, which is just a sample. I'd have to get to 102 centimeter, okay? So here I'm going to do, instead of making 2 chains. And turn around and keep making the bar I do.
3.
Chains, that very high point, and I'll make a high point here. I'm going to climb the career up here. Every little point here. Every career I make a high point. Okay, you choose here where you are.
Set your stitches independently.
Take care not to leave too much open space or make it too tight. It will increase the points too much, okay? I would give you 1 point of low points in each career. You will put a high point for each career.
Correct, low points.
I'm going to fix it here to stay because it's missing here, so there's a hole. So you add 1 high point for each low point career until you reach here.
When I'm done, I'll be back. With you?
Here I placed a high point for each little step and for each career I made.
Low point?
Now we will only work careers with significant points. Continue this cycle until you achieve the desired sleeve length.
Even under the arm?
Okay, so you make the 3 little chains here that are worth a high point. Turn the work around and make a high point, which you take here and make a point over a point, a high point. So the coat will be made only of high points, okay? Careers of Vi Ev. Then you will notice that the collar will be a little tighter, and here it will start to loosen a little, okay? So here, if you not want a very home coat, you make it a little bit narrower.
Bara.
Here you will notice that as it gets larger, it will open up a bit since it's very tight here. Hence it will stretch and then expand a bit, okay? So that's the method.
Guys, are you going to work?
The coat makes the bar like this, then it goes up with high points, point on point, goes back and forth until it reaches the height.
Correct.
It's from the mango pit that's left, right? Even for reaching the height underneath.
From the arm, then you?
Continue weaving. I'll work on mine once I reach this part.
Height, I come back with.
You to show how it turned out and to pass the size, how many centimeters or how many rows. It will work until it reaches the desired height.
There from the pit.
Manga, okay, so I'm going to break up here because I'm going to continue.
Here, I'm crafting my 100.
And 2 centimeter, which is for size M, okay? Remembering that in the descriptions of the video, I will leave the size in centimeters. It's for the is for.
Open.
Okay, good. Alright, I'll include all details in the video's description.
Yeah, I'm back here with you guys. Look how
What's left? I'm showing you.
the size is real. So I had previously said that I was going to make size M, okay? But then I saw it was getting very big. I decreased and dismantled and made size P. So for size P is I made 94 cm here of the bar's total length. Additionally, it measures around 7 cm high on this bar. Is that okay? In this section, it's 42 cm high, so your next step is to weave 42 cm high, following the instructions I provided at the start of the video to complete the bar. Go up, making the highs careers come and go. Afterward, combine it with the bar.
You have to hit 40.
And 2 centimeters, it's there, it's here like this, it's really this one. Arcade, which is normal, okay? I thought it was wrong of you that he stays like this, crooked. Because the bar is more wrinkled, right? Then he causes this effect. So here it is 94, and here it is more, or 105 centimeters wide, because it is. Point is loose.
Isn't it wrinkled?
So it's just gonna stay that way, isn't it? Wrong, this twisted one.
And here I don't.
Did I elevate it correctly? Align point with point here. Then it opened naturally because the stitches are... It is, isn't it?
You're in command.
You mean from the bar, right? Alright, I'll head over.
Show 2.
You guys, how did I do it here? So I wove a 94 centimeter long bar with 7 centimeter high, which is this one here, and I woven it until I reached 42 centimeters height, combined with the bar. What do you measure from here to the... On the opposite side, over there, it's 40 centimeters. Remembering that stops. The other sizes I will leave the amount of centimeters, both the length of the bar and the piece's length is mentioned here in the description. Everything from the video will be detailed there. So this is the description, okay? This indicates I am making a size P in my current work. He gave a total of 146 points.
Though it's high, it's not a necessity.
Just like mine, why? Working with the same thread than mine. What about the same needle?
What about the tension of the points here?
They're not the same. You may give more or you may give less, okay? But you have to pay attention to the sizes in centimeters. What am I going through? Hence, mine totaled up to 146. High points, okay? And a total of here of high points gave a total of 20. And 9 rows until I reach the size here I want, 42 centimeter. Okay now? I'll demonstrate the next step once you achieve that. This measurement here is approximately 42 centimeters. We'll do an account. In this scenario, I took my impressive 146 high points, divided them by 2 to get 73, and then divided 73 by 2, which resulted in about 36.5. Can you explain how the half number came about? I will round this number up. For additional precision, I arrive at 37. Stitches here. So what are we going to do? Stay 37. Points for each part. From the front view, it's around 72. Stitches for the back. Okay, because since I passed one here, then I decrease here from the back. It was 73. It was 72.
So how are you?
What are we going to do now? I recorded the entire process from start to finish and arrived at a total of around 30. 7 points, oh. If you have a marker, you can use that, or alternatively, you can use a small piece of material, of thread of another color as I did here. I counted the 37 and tied it here. It's from here until. Here it was 37 points, then me. I went the other way. Side, okay. And I counted the 37 points from here. 37 stitches arrived here. I tied a little thread here too. And here it was. Comb. 72 points from here between the wires. That will be the part of the back. Okay, I'm going to fold it now to show you how it turned out. Will our job stay? We fold here. Oh, just stop. Do you have an idea?
How is it getting? Or will it get more or less?
That size is a pretty big P, okay? So here's the part.
The parts of
the front sections and the other parts. Turn your back. Now I'm going to teach you which one. That's the next step. So I didn't cut my wire here. I placed him on hold momentarily, okay? And I'm still right here. Then I'll make a cue.
I only eat here.
I stopped here, didn't I?
How was I doing?
Before. I create 3 chains, which are of equal lengths.
To a high point?
I turn my work around, and still weaving from the same
way I was.
Doing it before?
It's one point after another, but now I'm progressing.
Weave this career here until I get here my mark, as far as I have marked, okay? Then I'll weave it here and come back.
To show you how it got here, how we're going to do the next one.
Over? I came down here all the way, and I got here on my mark. So I knit the 37 high stitches, so what do I...
Am I going to do it now?
I'll do 3.
Little chains, and I'll turn the job around, okay?
3 chains equal to...
High point there, me.
I'll do the work here. I did, didn't I?
Now in detail.
And back.
I'll just go down this one.
Leave the front and I'll live.
Then I'll go down 2.
When I reach the end point, I'll reverse my career and return here.
So go, Gar.
Creating careers?
Back and forth again.
Only that only.
So far the marking.
Then continue weaving in this manner until you attain a height of 19 centimeter, which is the required size. Sleeve of size P, remembering that I will leave it in the size descriptions in centimeters, okay? It's for the additional sizes, so let's weave it right here.
Until I finally reach 19
centimeters, and then
we're leaving. Please stop.
This side here, but then I'll come back with you to
show us how we do it, okay?
E.
Here until you reach the height of 19
centimeters, as I previously mentioned. Then what?
What about us? Let's do it now. Cut. Wire it and finish completely, all right? I'll just take a moment here and proceed onwards.
I'll pull.
And I give you a little kiss here. We're done. What are we gonna do? Now it's the other one.
Part, you can start here or in the back part. I'll start here from the back, then I put it on.
Following the marker, this represents my thread.
All right, proceed with the next step.
Theo, I'm going to give you a slight nudge here. And I'll start here. And I'll get this far. Oh,
the main point. Oh, do you recall our marker?
Here we are. I'll proceed up to this juncture. Upon arriving here, I'll return to this point and complete the task, after which we shall continue.
Shall we solely operate within the rear block as we do?
You did it here until you reached 19 centimeter, right? To be the same size here by finishing this one.
Section.
We are beginning here, correct? Thus you commence like this, all tied up.
The wire? Wow, he's arrived. Should I bring him over here for the show?
What did we do?
Pass the 3 chains.
To go up, which equals is 1.
High point. A mark.
Typically, I commence at this point.
Point follows point.
Until that moment at the conclusion of your career, right?
Okay, so until the next one.
Have you concluded your career at this point?
I saw the job.
And it goes down here?
It oscillates, moving back and forth, point by point.
Finish the 19 centimeter.
Cut the wire like me.
I cut it here.
Then secure him at this spot.
Weave until reaching this end. The marker continues weaving.
Careers of valle. Come back until you hit.
We'll measure 19 centimeters and take the 3. It exits simultaneously.
Simply separated like this, all right? Once I conclude mine, I'll come back with
you guys for it.
Show how it turned out and explain the next step.
So I finished here at 3.
Observe how each one turned out.
They are of the same size.
It measures 19 centimeters from here. The height of each house totals 61 centimeters.
Centimeters.
Length, every couple.
He is present on the AD side, specifically on the right.
Okay. What about us?
You're gonna do what? I cut the wire there and we'll turn it over here.
Oh, I will.
Hold that part.
Here.
Because this side is the opposite of A.
We will always do sewing.
On the inside.
How do I know that?
This side is upside down. Look at the detail of the
point here. Oh, because
here we started and here is the reverse side. Oh, the point is like this, different. Oh, so this is the reverse side. I will.
Could you put it out for me?
We'll fix it up here. And let's start sewing. I will explain to you first how we are going to do it. Here's the collar car you're looking for. Before sewing, what do we need to do here? That's my back part. I'm 72 points. And what about the size? As suggested by the Golokar. For size P, which I'm working on, it measures 12 centimeters in length here. Then I measured 12 centimeters, equivalent in my work to 16 stitches, so... How did I do it? Here I counted the points, 72, divided by the middle, so I found the middle of the work here, which is 36. So I separated the middle and put in 8. One side has 8 and the other has 8, okay? So what's left? I tied a string to mine just to recognize it. Okay, or can you put it on the bookmark? So that's the size? From my pit? So you have to find the middle of your work, and from the middle, you divide the amount of points. If it gives an odd number here, in this case mine went right, 16 points if you give me a number. Odd, can you? Increasing is fine, no major issues, but here, the shoulder part has... Do you usually have the same quantity every time? I have 28 left here. Points on this side and 28. Stitches on this other side here, then I turn it over here. I'll start sewing. Look, I'm not going to sew everything up. I'm just going to sew it up. The 28 points. Oh, I'm going to fix it here very neatly. Oh, there's still a piece left. So I just sew. So far everything's fine, right? I'm going to show you how to do it now. What's the proper way to sew? I tied the wire here at the end, okay? We'll use an upholstery needle for sewing. He has meticulously organized the capes here. Let's start sewing. Now I'll put it on. In the first instance, punish the 2 at the initial point. How shall we proceed from this point onward? Sewing. Go. You'll see that. Here you have the 2. Top of the point, you have 22. Chains, we will always utilize the chain without fail. Oh, right from this particular spot. Position it on the second chain layer. Oh. I took the second and the second, just within the chains themselves. From the top of the point, and always come back here this way with a very straight point, okay? You have to keep it from getting crooked. And you'll sew until you get here, Alright, I'm explaining it in this manner, this way. Just be gentle so it doesn't stay. Strive diligently and make sure it's not too loose as well. So it's the other way around, it's getting... So what about the law? Look how it looks. It doesn't even show the seam, so always grab it by the inside strap. Number 2. Let's get right here and take the opportunity to explore it thoroughly. As? Straps inside. From the point. And do this until you get your marking there. Remembering that then I will leave in the description of the video the size of the holes. For pros, others. The measurements are for Pro P, Pro ME, Pro size specifically. Gee, okay, I'll let you. In the description, you will find the sizes detailed in centimeters. Isn't it clear now? 12 centimeters, so I will continue sewing until it reaches that point. Here, before. From my appointment, okay? And I'm gonna bring that other side together. Here, when I'm done, I'll come back with you to show you how the work turned out. I finished the 2 seams here on the shoulder. Look how you stood on the side. Right, okay, can you tell me what about here? The reverse side, surprisingly, does not reveal the seam at all. It turned out pretty good. Now you can take them out here. Are we marking the bones and wires properly? Is everything okay? Right now? Here, let me just show you how that... We're settled, and we are already having a conversation. In terms of the law, and there's a little bit left over here still. And that left off collar, a part of the collar, now I'm going to walk you through the next step. What would the experience be if we did the finishing here? Around this collar, how are we? Are you gonna do, let's get the wire here? Let's put it down here ourselves. Let's do the finishing. It's exactly the same as the one on the bar, precisely the same spot, right? Then we'll go. Put the wire in, here.
in this small chain here that we are working on. He started his career. I'll mark the wire.
Here.
Here I'll do it. A looping mechanism and an additional factor of 2.
Beginning with connecting chain.
Career, how were we doing here? And let's go.
Let's maintain progress here, shall we?
Caught in the loop of come back and I'll do the low point. Getting here in the loop from behind, making the low point. Along this particular path, especially this bar section, when we finally arrive here, isn't it interesting? In this career, what about the stitches?
Altos, we're gonna do
Low on each. Okay. So I got here. In the end, I just grabbed the back strap and now arrived here at the high points. How are we gonna do it? Making low points. Low at every point here of this career.
You need to do it this way, working around the entire coat. Make sure you go around here until you reach this point.
Yeah, make one here.
Starting from the low point, take the back strap in the collar and continue from there.
There's this one.
Top of the point, you can grab the back strap when you arrive.
Here on the side. The process is to lower it, okay?
Like I did here, you're going to go all the way down the jacket until you get to this other end here. When you get here, you do 2.
Make 2 chains and continue. Get back to work and then make sure to grab everyone by the back strap right here, okay? Take the back strap here and do it. Back and forth. I'm going to do mine. I still don't know how many careers I'm going to do. I think I'll probably end up pursuing 2 careers. 2 or 3, okay? I'll do it here and come back with you to show how it turned out and to tell how many careers I made. And what will be the next step?
Look how it turned out.
The finish here is from our work.
I just did.
3 careers come and go. See, I initiated it, started right here. I meticulously outlined all the work E, stopped here, then completed 3 rows, and in the 3rd, I cut the wire. I already did the little touch here and paused. Now I'm going to continue and do another finish right here on the bowl.
So I cut the wire there and adjusted the job right here. Where to next? It's double here and I'm going to start doing the collar around here. Me?
I will continue these points that I was really making an important point. But only
from this point to this point, understood?
It'll be from here until here just goes and come back. I won't go around the whole coat. Then the rest of the coat will stay.
Like this, and here you will have a bigger sip, okay? Then I will begin my work.
More or less here. Okay, so what am I going to do?
What I'll do next is place our wire here and then pull it through. Please secure the wire tie at this point. At this moment, I proceed with my action.
Create a total of 2 loops, chains that represent a baseline from which we will commence our career journey right here. And I'm still the same.
The way I was doing it?
In the past, I was holding on to the back strap here.
At the top of the stitch, always making low stitches or taking the back strap as if I had continued the work there. It's just that it will only be this part here. So I'm going to do it like this in the same way. Continuing here to the point, okay? Only it's from here to here, this side here, or the same time you started.
You get here, you turn over the work and come back, turn over and come back just in this little piece here so we can make a collar, okay? I'll make mine. I don't know how many more careers I'm going to make. I want to see how good it's going to be. Then I'll come back to it to show you how many careers I've had and show you the next step, which will be making my sleeves.
Yeah,
I came back here to show you what the collar looked like. Look, I did several careers here. It looked like this, it's like this, it's going to look like now, and we're going to do it in sleeves, okay? I already made one here to show you how to do it. Look, one is already ready, and now I'm going to teach you how to do it. First we do this one here. This bar, as it is the same height as you made the jacket bar, is the same height. And then we go to work, it's in circular careers. How do we do it here? I'm done, I'm 8 inches down, okay? So for the size P that I'm making, the length here has to be 20 centimeters. That's long. The height, I left the same size as the coat, which was 7 centimeters high. Then I wove in the S20 same, and then now we're going to close. How do we do it here like this? Oh, you take it here and put it here, okay? And you will sew with very low stitches, put the needle here, but you will put it here, oh, on this chain strap. Oh, you take it here on the chain strap. And you started the work there, oh, passed inside the strap, pull the thread here and make a very low point. Oh, next time you will take the second chain. And here is the chain strap from the beginning of the work. And it will make a very low point. So we go to the end sewing like this. Oh, with a very low stitch. Make it very tight so it doesn't get crooked. Go to the next chain. Take it as if you were doing the work, just the back strap. And take the strap here, where you started the chain work, and pull it at a very low point. Oh, you keep doing this until you reach the end of your career, okay? Here you go. It goes with a very low point. I got to the end of the seam. Look how it turned out. It doesn't even look like it was stitched. Oh, it looks like it went on. The work is there now. Here we are going to do the same thing as the coat. There are 3 chains which are equivalent to a high point. And make a point here for each low point row. You are going to circulate all the way around like we did on the coat. Step back. I'll put a high point here for every low point career. Okay? I'll do it here. When I get to the end of my career, I'll come back with you to show you how it turned out and to explain the next steps. I came back here, I finished, and it's my whole career setting high points now. I'm going to close the 3rd chain here. I'm closing my career. Mine gave 32 points. There are 32 high points. Then you count and write it down to make the other one the same, okay? You have to have the same amount of stitches. Make 3 chains that are equivalent. It's a high stitch, and you'll do stitch after stitch, okay? No increase and no decrease in this career. So you do it, and I'll do mine. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to make this career. It's just point by point, okay? No increase yet. Then in the next career, I will teach you how to make a raise, and then from this career, I will make this normal one. Then from this, the increases will start. Then I'll come back with you to show you how it turned out. I'm at the end of my career, okay? So I close here with a very low point. I make 3 chains to move up the career, which is equivalent to a high point. Now I'm going to start the increase, so I make a high point here and another high point here on the side. So at the same base point here, I'm going to put 2, okay? So what? In the next few, I usually follow point by point alone. I'll do the 3 chains next time. I'll do 2 in 1. Okay, it's our first raise of this career. So for the rest of my career, I do point after point. So When I reach the end of my career, I'll come back with you to show you how we make the other increase in that same career, okay? I arrived here. Oh, this here will be our last stitch to weave to finish the career. So I make a point here and make another one on it. So you'll get a raise at the beginning and another at the end of your career. Then you close here in the 3 chains. Then you continue going up 3 chains. Now from now on, it will be like this. Oh, it will be like this. Oh, high points, normal. And here with an increase, that here you will do point after point without an increase in this career. Next time you'll work with the raise. So it will be like this, a normal career, point on point in the other, with the increase in the other, normal in the other, with the increase interspersed. Is that okay? The increase is always 1. At the beginning, and 1. At the end of the career, so you will have, thus, opening, until you reach the height. It's the size of the pit opening you left in your jacket. To be able to sew later, you have to leave the same size here. Oh, so I left 19 centimeter here, and here also with 19 centimeters you will do and measure. So mine arrived here in this size here, she's already 19. So as it did not reach the length, I continued weaving without increase, only stitch by stitch until I reached the height. The height for size P is 53 centimeter, okay? So when you reach 53 centimeter, you cut it and leave a larger thread here in the leftover, which is for us to sew at the wedding, okay? So pay close attention, write down the points you make here to do the same in the other. There can't be a difference. You have to have the same number of points, okay? Then weave until you reach 53 centimeters. I'm going to make this other mango now. When I'm done, I'll come back to show you how to sew the sleeve, and then our coat will be ready. I came back here with my parts ready, okay? The 2 sleeves here are ready. And the jacket, how do we sew it now? We left here a very long thread, which is to use in sewing. We're going to get our coat and he's on the right side. What are we going to do? It's going to turn it inside out. The coat will be inside out so we can sew it, and our sleeve will be on the right side, right? What are you going to do? You will put the sleeve inside the hollow of the collar, the hollow of the sleeve that we left. Put your right sleeve on your jacket inside out, okay? And wear it here. Now you take the part of the seam here that you finished over your sleeve and put it right here at the beginning of the carver. Ooh. So all that part where we started our 3 quarantinas career will be at the bottom. So you put it right here. Look. Fix it up here and let's start sewing now, okay? So we're going to put the wire here, the needle in the thread. After you put the needle on the thread, you will take it here to the bottom part here of the coat. Oh, we put the 2 parts together here. Now you organize it very neatly, and here on the jacket we have the high points. And here on the sleeve we have the top of the point. So how are we going to make this seam? We are going to take the 2 straps of the stitch on the side and the 2 straps of the top of the stitch here on the sleeve, go and pull. And do the same thing, always coming from here to there. Take the 2 straps here of the stitch to get a well-reinforced seam, and the 2 straps at the top of the stitch, and pull, come here. Take 2 loops here to reinforce the seam, and 2 loops there from the top of the stitch, and do this throughout the work. Oh, 2 loops there and 2 here at the top of the point. You have to be careful not to wrinkle. That's why it was important for you to make the measurement right so that it doesn't get wrinkled. Okay? It will be very right here if I pull it here. So just continue sewing like this. Take 2 straps to be well reinforced here, not 12, and the 2 loops at the top of the stitch. And you keep doing this until the end. I'm going to finish my sewing here on the 2 sleeves. This is how I'm doing it here. Remember to leave your jacket on the inside and your sleeve on the right, okay? And make this way the seam. As soon as I'm done, I'll come back with you to show you how our coat turned out after it was finished. Guys, I came back with the coat ready. It's like this. Our piece was there. If you want, you can put viper buttons or leave it like that, okay? So I'm going to show you how our limps seam turned out. Look then, inside here it doesn't even look like the seam. Oh, kitchen, the seam was on the outside. Did you get this result? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked, leave your like. Subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed, and be sure to activate notifications so you know when I post a new one.